If you still remember the first video that I've posted during May this year, you probably already have an idea where this video is going to head. So basically on the 3rd of May, I posted a video to express my anticipation of Nasdaq recovery, which did not really happen during the month of May, which is last month by the way. Not that it did not happen, it just happened to be late. At least looking at the current situation right now, things are heading towards, I would say, a very positive direction. On top of that, I also pointed out two stocks that I would be watching closely in that video, because if one of these two stocks perform well, it may positively influence the related stocks or sectors. And right now, one of them has performed substantially, I would say performed exceptionally well, and I guess we can't wait to see what stocks may follow later. What is up everyone? This is Jin Hao. Thank you for tuning into this video and I wish you are doing well. Here in my channel, I share about my personal opinion and experience on my journey in trading, investing, and personal finance or stock market analysis just like this one. So if you're new here and you are interested in these topics, consider subscribing and turn on the notification bell. Now in this video, I'll be talking about the current market situation, give you some updates, and there are some pretty interesting stuff that might be coming up. But before we proceed further, as usual, disclaimer. I'm not a licensed financial advisor and I'm not licensed to give you any financial advice. Whatever I share in this video are solely based on my very personal opinion and experience. So stocks and securities mentioned in this video later are solely for educational purposes only and they are not any form of buy or sell solicitations. I should also point out that the watch list is a non-exhaustive list, so the mentioned stocks are not the only stocks that I'm watching. I am sharing things and making commentaries from a perspective of a position trader or trend follower. So you may or may not be a position trader, so take my words as a reference or second opinion instead of an advice. So right now, let's move on. Last Friday, which is 18th of June, the US stock market basically closed lower. The Dow went down quite substantially, I would say, with a single day loss of 533.37 points or a drop of 1.58%, whereas the S&P 500 fell by 55.41 points or 1.31%. Nasdaq, on the other hand, closed lower by 130.97 points or 0.92%. Quite a number of investors and traders started to freak out as if the market is going to crash and things of that nature. Now, whether or not the market would crash, at least I couldn't predict, but here I am to give you a recap on what has happened in the market and what might be coming up based on the current market trend. Starting mid-February this year, we started to see a correction in the market and technology sector, and basically the Nasdaq suffered the most during this correction. And during that time, Dow was actually leading the market, which is kind of rare because we do not often see Dow is the index that is leading the market. In fact, during that correction, the Nasdaq and S&P 500 fell about 11% and 5% respectively. And when you look at the Dow, it seems like a correction never happened. And since February up until last month, Dow is actually outperforming the S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Now, how do we know that one outperforms the rest? It is very simple. During a price correction, we have to see which index breaks new high first before the other. And for the past few months, Dow was the one that kept breaking new high, followed by S&P 500, which broke a new high 1 month after the correction in February, and Nasdaq became the worst out of the three, only poked out from previous high during the end of April and immediately retraced. In my previous video, I mentioned that as Dow is leading the market, we have to shift our attention to some traditional sectors. This is the reason why I have been putting my money into stocks in the financial sector like LE Financials and American Express, tourism-related stocks like Expedia, and also some industrial-related stocks like Caterpillar. These are not the only sectors that went up. Basically, those non-modern sector or non-tech related sectors, including the energy sector, were performing quite well. Of course, right now, we know that things have changed. With all these stocks hitting my trailing stop during these 2 weeks, definitely weakness is here. And during this week, we have noticed quite a substantial price fall for the Dow as compared to the S&P 500 and Nasdaq. And in fact, the Dow has broken previous swing low and the S&P 500 is trading at the previous swing low. However, if we look at Nasdaq, it is trading at somewhere near the previous swing high. So whether or not you want to accept it, but the Nasdaq is silently starting to lead the market again. It is not a 100% thing, but the probability of it to turn into a rally is quite high because the first one, it started to outperform the Dow and S&P 500 right now. And second, the primary trend is still in an uptrend with a series of higher lows. Therefore, the probability of breaking new high is quite high. The only thing is, how long would it take to break out? It might retrace together with the broad market before going up, or next week, it might just break new high anyway. I do expect some kind of retracement anyway. So of course, nothing is 100% guaranteed. So this is just purely speaking from my personal point of view and also based on the probability that I've experienced in the past. So yes, the Dow and S&P 500 has been falling down during the past week, but the silver lining here is the Nasdaq held up quite well at the point of recording, which means the much anticipated tech recovery might just be around the corner. In the video I posted on May 3rd, I pointed out two stocks that I would be watching closely. Not because these two stocks are very amazing, but due to the reason that if one of these two stocks perform well, it may positively influence the related stocks or sectors. These two stocks are Nvidia and Tesla. Right now, Tesla is still not very strong at the moment, but Nvidia has gone up quite substantially, about 14% month to date. Yes, the candle at the top of the chart right now might make some of you not comfortable with it, but that is also the reason why I mentioned earlier in this video that I expect the market to retrace before even resuming the trend. As a trend follower, we look at the major trend first. Right now, for the case of Nvidia, it has broken the resistance previously around the $600 region. So it was in a midterm sideways, and right now we can already see that the whole chart is just amazing. The trend is strong right now. This stock should be at least in your watch list if it is not in your portfolio already. So as mentioned in the previous video, with Nvidia going up, it might positively influence the related stocks or sectors to go up. Now, many might intuitively put your attention to the semiconductor sector, and I'm here to remind you that not all semiconductor stocks, or at least not all of those semiconductor stocks that were previously in play, have shown any sign of recovery or upward movement. So when it comes to stock selection, please be very mindful of what stocks you are picking or the pattern you are trading. Now, to my surprise, one subsector is doing very well at the moment alongside Nvidia going up. It is not the semiconductor sector, but interestingly, the software sector. Let me give you an example. During the past week, Adobe broke the previous all-time high of $536.88 and it retests this level as a support, then gap up on Friday. Well, if it did not gap up, I should be in this stock already. But anyway, it is all good when we know that big caps like this is moving up. Next one is Intuit, which is also another big cap software company. Now, this stock has been in my watch list for quite some time as the trend is really nice. I knew that it is a technology counter, but it is only few days ago when I run the screener, then I know that it is actually under the software subsector. By the way, if you do not know how I screen all these stocks out and initiate my analysis, be sure to check out the video whereby I explain how you can actually screen uptrending stocks in US with a free tool. Link in the top right corner and also description below. So basically for Intuit or INTU, it has been trading in the all-time high region since mid of May. The only reason I did not enter during that time is because the market has not shown enough signs of technology recovery to the extent that I find it comfortable to take positions in the technology sector. Now, I would not be going through all the stocks here, but just to name a few more, Fortinet, FTNT, which is actually a cybersecurity company, Dynatrace, DT, Cloudflare, NET, and even Squarespace, SQSP. which might be familiar to you if you frequently watch YouTube videos from some other creators. This stock just got listed last month and it has been trending upward. Definitely worth watching if you ask me. Again, this list is non-exhaustive. So to me, it is good to see at least one subsector has popped out and appear to be strong. Hopefully the sentiment on the tech sector right now would continue and bring us a tech bull run again. Now, for some reasons, some people just hate the technology sector and they always think that the technology sector deserves to go lower for whatever reason they believe in. To me, standing from a trend following perspective, I'm sharing with you what I've seen. So right now, Nvidia is strong, and because it weighs very heavily in the Nasdaq index, this could be one of the contributing factors that Nasdaq has been silently outperforming when it comes to the index itself. However, as I have shared with you, most people might directly shift their attention to the semiconductor subsector when they see Nvidia is going up, including myself in the first place. But after running the screeners and do more studies, I realized that that's not the case. In fact, the software subsector is the one that is performing. Would other subsectors like semiconductor and e-commerce follow the movement later on? I think for this, we would need to see how everything would progress later on. But for now, those are my current analysis and findings. I hope that you have learned something from this video and have some ideas where the market is heading right now. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to smash the like button and also subscribe for more future videos and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Until then, feel free to watch other of my videos that you might find it beneficial as well. So stay safe and take care. This is Jin Hao signing off.